Oh, Kerry, hi. Hello, darling. How are you? I'm just setting up, really. So I was thinking of doing it as a members only one, but I kind of haven't plucked up the courage to do that. Hi, Donna and Samantha and Tracy. More or less is a members live already. How are you guys? Good, I hope. I'm not quite there yet. I thought if nobody turns up for a while, I'll do some crochet. But hi Tracy. I've got Tracy as well. And Dina Van D, hi. I can see it over there, but I don't really want to keep turning. Hi Gail. Wow, lots of you just hanging around, hoping something will happen. How are you? I just messaging Victoria. I'm wondering if she'll see this and come and say hello. You never know. Why am I looking over there? I need to find it on the phone so I don't have to keep looking. Hi, Angel Swede from Wichita Falls. I love the sound of that place. I wonder what it's like, you know. In my head, there's all these beautiful waterfalls and scenery and, you know, I don't know if that's, hang on, let's turn the phone down. I don't know if that's what it actually is like, but in my mind's eye, that's what I see when I think of it. Hi Diana. You're okay? Flare up happening. You was watching my video and you saw me come up. That's cool. I'm going to have to get it on here. Hang on. Keep squinting over there. You know, it's not very good, is it? So here we are. I've turned off the noise so I shan't be feeding back to myself. Oh, really out the habit of doing these, aren't I? I'm trying my best to get back in. So squint away at the phone then instead. At least it's full on facial. Where are we? I think I'm all caught up. What am I working on right now? Well, actually, it's more of a case of should be working on right now. Because, hi Roberta, I was looking over there. Woo woo, hello. Don't forget the hummies, guys. Don't forget them. So, what I should be working on is
the next part of the crochet along, because as you know, I was ill, and can I just point out that my little thingy matches my t-shirt? Isn't that cool? Just anyway, tiny things amuse tiny minds, as they say. But when I found it in the drawer, I thought, well, that couldn't have gone down any better. That one not so much, but never mind. Yeah, welcome in everyone, what Kerry said. So yeah, I should be working on that. I managed to get ahead of myself. Well, not ahead of myself, but back after being ill and having all that, where I could just make bare minimum sort of videos. I managed to get my square done, so I'm really happy about that. I did have them in here. No, took them out. Yes, I thought they were in here somewhere. Oh well, never mind. Hi Joyce, still looking over there. Hi Joyce, welcome in. Don't forget the thumbie. Good morning in Costa Rica. It is 7:42. I love hearing that people watch me from these far-flung places. I also love hearing from people who watch me in Bridlington and the like. Hi Brett and Joanne. Hiya. I hope I'm pronouncing your names all right here, because you know the vain part of me doesn't want to put those glasses on to read it, but I should do because my eyesight isn't what it was. Well, it never was since I had my eyes lasered. I had my eyes lasered some time ago, and I had brilliant up close vision, really did. But the minute I had my eyes lasered, that all changed, and it went absolutely awful. Never mind. So yeah, that's what I should be doing, catching up. Have I missed anybody? If I have, I do apologise. It's because the text is this big, you know, it's a bit difficult. So yeah, I should be catching up on that, and I will do. I'm kind of probably going to do 2 like parts for next week rather than rush it into this week, because I've already got my squares for today. They go up 1/4 of an hour. I'm competing with myself. That's not very wise, is it? Never mind. Whoever said I was wise. So yeah, my squares are going up. And Kerry, what is that purple thing with? Is that your little symbol of my of your membership? Is that what that is? You look like you're wearing a crown. Is that because you're the princess? You're my Yarny princess. Maybe it is. Oh yeah, well, it was the first one, so I just thought, oh, there we go. We'll go straight in at question number 1. So yeah, I will do 2 lots of that next week, but I thought I'd done quite well to get catch up as much as I had. It means you're a queen. Queen Kerry. So yeah, I will do that. I will catch up with the rest of it next week. I'm going to start. I mean, I've brought it all back in because it went out in the yarn van, because I needed to make some space. We had company, and you know, I thought it's not for them to sit, because well, I'd used all that. Hang on, I need to find my charger. There's the end. Yeah, so I thought I need to make some space. I've just got to plug my equipment in, because it's probably ages away from going off, but you don't know. Look, I'm using this. I use this a lot. I'm surprised at myself. I made this on one of my Year of Granny squares. It was the retro Mary Quant square. And I thought, oh, no, I probably won't use it. It's got all my hooks in it that I use every day. I mean, I still use these ones. Look at that. I've still got all them in there. And the one that Rose sent me, they're all there. Well, not all. Well, some of them I'm using. So yeah, I still use all my other ones. In fact, I've got another one that came through in a magazine somewhere, unless I sent it to somebody, of course. Might have done, as I've got all these. I might have sent it to somebody. I do send people things. What time is it where you are? Well, if you mean me, it is 2:45, so almost like 2:45. And I set that video to come up with the ring. So yeah, I do kind of like compete with myself. But I've decided to get rid of my hair today. So the sun is back, and although it is not as hot as it has been, thank goodness, but yeah, I'd lost all these little ties, although I do have quite a few out in the yarn van. I bought all these ties to make Remember when ages ago I made a scrunchie? I made two actually, a Christmas one and another one. And I ordered some things and they came through. They were tiny. I thought they're no good, but they are actually really good for this. So yeah, I'll have to bring them in. Working on your half double crochet blanket for Boggy Creek. Oh, that's nice. I'm just trying to catch up with a bit of chat. Become caught up. So yeah, I've not really been able to catch completely up. So the only thing that I haven't caught up with is the crochet along. And that's because I've got to kind of think of what stitches I'm going to do next and get it done, and then I can do the tutorial. Might even get that done tomorrow, you never know, if I can get stuck into it this evening. But I'm really happy that I managed to get square done, and been working on the next one. So yeah, that's just, I'm not doing it out of that yarn, that's just my way of working it out. You know, see if I can get what I want out of it. I've got another little idea, so I'm going to try that before I go plumping straight in for the actual yarn I want to use. Am I making a Boggy Creek blanket? Do you mean me? I can do. I mean, there's a long while to go, isn't there, really? I think. I haven't actually seen any of the new Boggy Creek shows so far. I've been very tired of an evening, and on the odd occasion I have been up late. There's not been any live streaming. So yeah, but where I've been ill, I guess, and it totally has disrupted my sleep patterns. But yeah, I will do. If you click on the crown, it shows your chatters. It does what? Hang on. If I click on the crown. Oh, look at that. Wow, it does. And the most chattery of them all is Kerry. I like it though. That's cool. You see, I'm so out the loop. Top fans. I'm so out of the loop with live streaming. I can remember the first time I really got out of the loop was when, although I had StreamYard long before everybody else, never actually used it. It was this lady called Rennie that I used to watch, and she wanted me to come up on a chat one day. So I did actually get it, but I never, with the time difference and everything else, it never actually happened. And so I had it, and I opened it and everything, and I didn't ever use it. And then everybody else started cottoning on to StreamYard and using StreamYard, and then the Nightbot thing. And I can remember Ursula sent me idiot guides because I had no idea how to get it on there. She sent me really long emails, idiot guides of how to get the chatbot or Nightbot, whatever it's called. And I never did do it, and never did any live streaming for a long time. So, and then I lost the videos. Hi, Sarah. Got a bit high pitched, didn't it? Hi, Sarah. My voice still cracks occasionally. You're from Adelaide in Australia, and it's 11:20 p.m. Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? So we had some kind of sad news today. Not in the family or anything, but it was enough to upset me, and that was that one of our Liverpool footballer died in a car accident with his younger brother, who was also a footballer. And although that wasn't my team, it really upset me. And something yesterday got me, and I ended up getting a bit kind of tearful. And then the other day, Olga's the video that I made for Olga, I ended up getting a bit choked in that. I'm turning into a bit of a blubbery mess lately. And I was saying to Victoria on text about I'm tearful. I'm not even a Liverpool supporter, and she said about. And I said, but then again, I have been known to cry at EastEnders, which is pathetic. But you know, if it was a particularly poignantly sad episode, I mean, I've cried at Emmerdale and it's quiet. It's not that I just cry at the drop of a hat either. I mean, but every now and then something will get me. So yeah, I've been a bit of a blubberer lately. A bit of a blubber. Never mind. It's better than being hard, isn't it? I suppose. And oh, there's the Boggy Creek Blanket Brigade. Hi, Margaret. Hello, everyone from Jacksonville, Florida. She is, and Hope is wonderfully well. Well, definitely well. That was very sad. It was, wasn't it? I mean, 28 and 26 years old. It's you think about the poor parents. I know his wife, like Jenny, just got married and they've got 3 kids, and that's all very, very sad. But she lost both her sons straight out like that. It's just awful, awful news that was. And of course, the more you see the tributes and everything else, the more you get choked up about it. Hi, Annie Cat. Glad to catch me live again. Emotions are they're mystical, but they're also mysterious. They are. I bet I can make you feel old. Live Aid was the 40 years old. I know. Wow, it is 40 years old. I see a few adverts for it, because they're doing a like documentary, aren't they, on the making of it and all the stuff behind the scenes and everything. Wow, can you believe that though? I mean, you know, when you watch the footage of the UK in that time, isn't it different? It's like another world. It really is. When you look at the people and you hear the commentator, the way he spoke, you don't think that a date thing, but boy, it sounded so old-fashioned. You know, all he did was introduce Live Aid. Yeah, definitely does kind of. Can you imagine? And of course, that was simultaneous in the UK and the US. And I think, wasn't it Phil Collins who performed in the UK, got on a plane, got to the America and performed again in America, because he was at the height of his popularity then. And strangely enough, I saw a little clip of him on TikTok. Fell down a rabbit hole on TikTok this morning. Oh my God, wasted 3/4 of an hour. Just anyway, I saw this one of Phil Collins, and he's in his wheelchair, and he started singing, and he was just the same. Amazing voice sitting there. But that's sad, you know. He actually ended up that way because he fell off the stage, and all of the scar tissue and everything else made him kind of crippled up. I know that's not a nice word, but I don't know what else to say. Disabled. Hi, Kathy. Welcome in. Don't forget the thummies. So yeah, that was another one. I mean, my son Michael is obsessed with Phil Collins. He really, really likes Phil Collins. And yeah, so I'm not looking forward to that day when he passes on. It's going to upset him a big time. So how are you all? What have you been up to? I've been a bit on, I don't know, I feel lazy. I know I haven't been lazy because I've been creating videos. I've been making my square, and yesterday I didn't stop all day. And so I know I haven't been lazy, but I feel it. Do you ever get like that, where you just feel like you're chasing your tail, but you're actually not? But I kind of have that, I don't know, it's an inner kind of panic feeling that should be doing more, but I really ought not to be doing more, doing enough as it is, you know. But last night, Gary came home, obviously, from work, and I spent a bit of time with Gary, and my YouTube are different now when it comes to putting on the ads. I don't know if you're a YouTube creator there and you've tried putting your ads in yourself. Every few minutes it comes up with, move some of these ads, move some of these ads. And you think, oh. So they kind of create the ads for you. And if you take one away, then it says something along the lines of, you won't get your automatic ads. You think, oh, it's just weird the way that they've sorted it out, and their ad placement leaves a lot to be desired anyway. So anyway, it was all a bit sort of slow uploading and slow to kind of, you know, what's the word, do the stuff behind the scenes. So I forgot. I was watching telly with Gary, and then afterwards, when he'd gone to bed, I caught up with the soaps, because I always do that when he's gone to bed. And well, I say soaps, I only watched Emmerdale. I caught up with that, and when it came time for me to go to bed, I totally forgot that I hadn't finished it. So consequently, it was about 11 o'clock before I put my chat on this morning, and I hadn't seen anyone say, "Where's your chat?" And afterwards, after I'd done it, I got a message saying, either I couldn't find your chat this morning or you forgot it. So, oops, I forgot it. But yeah, you can't sit and work 24/7, can you? And I just kind of, I guess, forgot. Can't remember everything, I suppose, but I should. Normally I check it before I go to bed. Just forgot to do that. What on earth is that coming in place of my chat? Big advert came up. You can't crochet and keep up with chat, but you're working on a hexie cardie. Now, I did a hexie some time ago, and people said, "Oh, maybe that would make a great hexie cardie. Can you do it?" I never did, but it was you know, you get the mosaic square, and I did one that was a hexagon, and I thought, yeah, that might make actually a really good hexie cardigan. Don't know, to be honest. Hello there. So, oh, this is really slow to it's not appeared on my phone yet. How strange. Ah, there you go. Moonlight Crochet and Crafts. Tracy. Hi, Tracy. It's another one. We have a clutch of Tracys, including myself, of course. But hi, don't forget the thummies if you just come in. So yeah, I just thought I would do a few evening lives at some point. It's just finding the right ones, to be honest, because Gary is going to bed a bit later lately, and even on a work night, because they've started him, they've started his hours later, so he doesn't have to go to bed quite so late, but he still gets tired. You've had a week of doctor's appointments and crocheting. I have so many WIPs on the go that I have trouble focusing on just one. Most of them are blankets and shawls. I have absolutely, I understand, because I do. Being a creator, you might start something and then move on to the next thing because you've got to create something else for your channel. And you still haven't finished the one before, and then you end up with two that you haven't finished. So especially this year of granny squares, because quite a lot of them have projects to them. Not all of them, but some of them do. Now, one of them got finished really quick because it was a present for somebody, like a baby blanket. But there's one square that I'm making something, and I'm halfway through it. And I got that out earlier, and I thought, you need to finish this one, get this done. And especially as it's a sort of a summary project. So yeah, I'll get that done. Get the next installment on the crochet along. Finish this blanket here. I can't do that one for Boggy Creek. I did think about it, but it's got wool in it. has to be all acrylic. It's got cotton and it's got acrylic and wool all together. But yeah, I don't understand why I can't finish it. I know it's because I'm always under time constraints with trying to, you know, make something else or move on to something else. So today I had a magazine arrive, so I've done an open with me. I filmed that. Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I remember doing a play about that when I was at school. It was new, and you know, it was a brand spanking new thing that had been written, and we had this teacher called Mr. Ennis, and he decided we were going to put that on as an assembly, end of year assembly. Our class was chosen to do the end of year assembly, that that one, and he said, we're going to put this on. So we learned every single song, and we put on the whole thing. And yeah, it was big hit, and very good, really. Hi Tracy, another one. Oh my god, we are taking over. We're taking over, guys. I think that's 4 of us now. When I was at school, you know, I was in London at the time, North London, that's where I come from. And back then I wasn't as good at avoiding PE, as I later became. So I was participating in PE, which is, I don't know what you might call it, sports. So we had hockey. And so out of the 7 hockey players, 5 of us were called Tracy. And, well, one day the teacher shouted, "Tracy, attack!" All piled in. You need to sort of be a bit more specific. We're all Tracy. You know, it was very strange. But out of 7, there were 5 of us. It was just like a big knot, a bundle of us. Tracy's. Very popular name when I was born, obviously. But none of them had Tracy as a name for the same reason that I did. You know, I'd like to say it was because of Grace Kelly from Higher Society, because she was Tracy Lord. I'd like to say that was the reason. I'd like to say there was a sophisticated, pretty reason that I was called Tracy, but I was called Tracy because my mum liked Spencer Tracy. And he was a gnarly-faced bloke who played gangsters in movies. Not the most attractive. I was named after him. Lovely. Hello, welcome in, JK. Woo woo. See, I was going to make this members only, and it's almost members only, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. Well, I'm so glad you're all here, I tell you. I am. Do you ever receive a shipment of yarn that you cannot remember why you ordered it? I got one yesterday. Lovely acrylic cotton and almost 1,200 yards. Your mum just liked the name. My mum just liked the man. Anyway, we won't mention that. But I have ordered things that I have no reason or no remembrance of why, but not usually yarn. I ordered some tablets, and I like showed these on my chat, and I thought, I do remember the word Lalium. I do remember kind of looking into it, and I think I ordered them because they were actually called, or paraphrased, the better than Monjaro, or the natural Monjaro. And as I am interested in becoming smaller, I got them, and they've got apple cider vinegar and all sorts of other stuff in, so they're meant to be boosting of weight loss. So that's, and I can't remember ordering them. I know I must have, because they're here. So yeah. You're the same. Your mum likes Spencer Tracy. We're like twins. Wow. He was in top chat. Well, are you not now? Oh, no, you've slipped. You're 4 now. You're going down. Carrie, going down. Down, down, down. Okay, guys, what movie was that from? Obviously, it wasn't the word Kerry. That was not in the movie. But there was a movie that had that kind of banter. Anybody know what one it was? Anybody? I can't imagine anybody knowing, but if you do, if you do, I will be like so surprised. I'm in all chat. Oh my, you're still in top chat, I believe. I'll click. Oh no, you've disappeared. Your little crown's gone. You lost your crown. So come on then, anybody got a guess? Anybody? It was a funny film. I'll give you that clue. And I don't think you know, do you? I've got you. I've got you all. No. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad you did. So I'll tell you then, because I don't think anyone's going to get it. It was Cable Guy, because he is at medieval times, which is very much like Tournament of Kings from Excalibur. And he said something like, "Black Knight going down, 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 down." See, things like that just stick in my mind. I don't know why, but movie quotes have always stuck in my mind and my kids' minds too, and we often repeat them back to each other. You've seen that? You think Kerry's coffee's wearing off? Get that girl some caffeine. So yeah, but we always do it. We always do it. We must be on the same wavelength in life. Oh, bless. See, as well, when I did the announcement video and I did the thing regarding Olga, some people asked if they could donate, just donate rather than be there for the auction. And Kerry said yes, and you needed to email her. But if you could tell them, Kerry, where they might find your email address if they want it, or you know, it's up to you if you put it there, but I didn't want to say it over in case you didn't want it out there in the cosmos and stuff for everybody. But you can tell them if there's a way to get in touch with you if they wanted to donate. So thirsty, I must have a drink. Here it is. I've got smart water in the vain hopes that it will make me smarter. I don't know if it works that way, probably not, but I've got it anyway. Wow, needed that. There you go. So I can't remember who it was who asked me, but there it is. If you need it, you can have it. So these are brilliant, actually. They're very sturdy bottles, and I had one that was slightly bigger than this. And you know what they're brilliant for? Standing in your boots. You know, when you especially I've got a pair of boots that are not knee length, they are calf length, and they sound terrible, but they're covered in sparkly chips. You know, if you go in a place where there's a spotlight, you're like pizzanging everywhere. They were Kurt Geiger ones. I got them for Christmas, you know, for going out and having a sparkle. So they tend to kind of flop down, and I didn't want a crease to appear. You stand one of these even empty, and it's perfect for keeping your boots up. So yeah, alternative uses for your bottles. Create and relate with Kitty Lane. Hi there, welcome in. Don't forget the thumbie. See, my voice still goes occasionally. I don't know where it goes, but it does come back, which is good. So I am going to carry on with this square. I'm not showing the whole thing, but this is it. It's not going to be these colours. It's going to be that chenille yarn. I don't know if you saw the yarn I bought. I did show it, but I showed it in my blog, vlog. Have a yarn with Tracy one day. It's called Have a Yarn with Tracy, not Have a Yarn with Tracy one day. But I showed the yarn, and it is a chenille. There's pure white and a kind of it's not brown, it's like a mushroom colour, I guess, quite pale, but I thought it would make a nice thing. And so it sort of, what's the word, popped into my mind and said, make the me with this. My husband and I play that movie quote game with each other at all times. We're both pretty good at it. However, I'm not as big Jim Carrey fan, so I didn't get that one. You love Jim Carrey. I do, but he does go over the top, doesn't he, sometimes? So, I love that when they did the, you know, kind of outtakes, and he was in Liar Liar, and that woman just went, overactor, and he went, and he had to laugh because it was so true, basically. But yeah, do like Jim Carrey. I liked Dumb and Dumber, and well, most of his earlier movies. Yeah, and of course he's now got a new lease of life as Dr. Robotnik, and everybody loves him as Robotnik. But yeah, kids watched him a lot when we were young. But I loved The Mask and Cable Guy. All of the kind of oddball films that he was in, I loved them the most. Cable Guy being my absolute favourite one, because it's just, you know, that kind of stalker. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, spent most of my life watching movies. Gary always says to me, you know, you're just a telly fiend, aren't you? You can't not put the TV on. And I said, well, if we're sitting here in the living room, what do you suggest we do then? And we could put some music on, or I wasn't so keen on Ace Ventura. My kids loved Ace Ventura though, and the second one, but it wasn't my favourite, I have to say. But they loved it, Ace Ventura. Hi, Jolene, welcome in. Good to see you. Don't forget the thumbie. So yeah, kind of, I did watch it. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. I did watch it. Yeah. That was a sink plunger. Just disclaimer alert. Just realised what that looked like. Oh, another Tracy. Hi, Tracy. There are enough 5 of us. We're taking over the world. Taking over the world. You're being overrun, guys. You're being overrun by Tracy's. Yeah, that was a sink plunger scene when he'd kissed Finkel. Okay. I can smell lamb. I've got it in the slow cooker. It does smell really good now. It smells like a roast. It's good. Hi, Carol. Welcome in. Tracy's rule. There's so many. We've almost got there's as many Tracy's in here now as we're in my hockey team. Tracy attack. So yeah, Tracy's everywhere. We got a whole batch. You gotta rewind. The actions came and I suddenly realised that maybe not everybody would understand what I was doing. Oh dear. Oh, typical of me, that really. Sorry about that. So my square has been up for 14 minutes. You almost died. Good job I put the disclaimer up then and told you what I was actually doing. Oh dear. Oh yeah. I think I need someone to tie my hands down or something. Yeah. Got the giggles now. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, one other thing that I was planning on doing today was doing a special offer. You know, like I do a yarn of the week and I special offer something down. I was toying with the idea of doing the Red Heart Granny Squares yarn. You've got tears. I made Kerry cry now. Oh dear. You wait for the replay, guys, if you didn't see it. Hi, Pauline. Nice to see you too. I am better, but my voice still goes a little bit. And you're Tracy's mum. Of course you are. Yes, hello. Welcome in. Good job you weren't here just now. Saying. Embarrassed myself. No, it wasn't you, really. There's nothing new in that. It's that, hi, Mum. Well, yeah, so I was going to do that. I was going to do a bit of a special offer, but I've got to create the email and all that stuff and maybe do a video. But, yeah, I kind of done my open with me, so, and I guess I have soon got to do a new giveaway. I don't know how many I've got. It's a bit slow going at the moment. I've got 2 to go. 2 to go, and I'm at 3,500. But yeah, it's definitely, you know, sometimes you get a little spurt on with your growth, and other times you get a little nee. I've got a feeling it's because I've been ill. So hello, lover. Hello, and Jennifer. Welcome in, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget the thummies for all the people that have just come in. Yeah, so what else what have you been up to that's interesting? Anybody done anything interesting? I was going to go outside. Is Margie in? Is Margie Aero Lover? I was going to go and do some work out there, but when I opened the door, the heat just kind of hit me. And I thought, you know what, it's a bit warm out there. Really, the sun had just been, I don't know why, it would seem to be hotter than the other day when we had extreme crazy temperature, but it seemed to be hotter out there today. I don't get that. It is nice that we're all together. Any other siblings that could come along? I'm just saying. You love it when I crack myself up. Well, I embarrassed myself this time, Donna. It wasn't so much cracking myself up, just realised what I was doing and what it must have looked like, only to find that it did look like that. And yeah, just like unbelievable. So yeah, I've got a different hairstyle today. Look at that. It's not unruly and fluffy, but I used to do this before, and remember the bunches? I used to have this alter ego that whenever it was summer and I wanted the hair away from my neck, I used to have bunches like this, but from either side, without the plaits. So nothing at all like this, really. But and I used to call myself Ellie Mae. Ella May is here. So what can this one be? I don't know. I used to go to school with a girl who had this hairdo, and her name was Helen. It's not quite the same, and you've never heard of her, so yeah. We need an alter ego for the Platt girl. Tracy Platt. The braid looks nice, thank you. Your tummy hurts from the laughing. You know, when I used to do a plait before, it was only about this long. Look at that, it's just so long now. It really is. When I get undressed at night and I take my hair out, because I usually end up tying it up, it tickles my back right down the bottom. And of Green Gables, Heidi. It could be Heidi. That sounded really deep. Heidi. Let's be Heidi. Dainty. Dainty like Heidi. How about Gail Platt? I've seen all those things on social media, like severe Gales, you know, picture of Gail looking mean. She's not in it anymore, is she? Can't take the mickey out of Gail anymore. You make the chats cheery, thank you. Loved when the other day you had your hair, lovely curls on top, looked super very swish. Well, I'll give you a little insight into that in a minute. It's going to be 96 today. And that's what, yeah, Celsius. We used to, have Celsius. I understand Celsius better than, I understand the Fahrenheit more than Celsius. I don't know. 96, got to be around about like upper 30s, hasn't it? Because I've got a feeling that 40s in around the 100 mark. Don't know. I'm more of a Fahrenheit girl myself. Yeah. Your daughter, Lydia June, graduation from 9 to year 10. Oh, bless. Oh, look, I just put it down and another chat appeared. Hello there, Mary. How are you all? What have you been up to? Come on, there must be someone who's doing something absolutely fantastic. Ouch. Bash my funny bone. That doesn't really count, does it? So, it's going to be 5 degrees overnight in Adelaide. Blimey, that's pretty nippy, isn't it? That is nippy. It's going to be quite chilly here as well, because this is the hottest part of the country at the moment, and with clear skies that means at night it will get cold. So it's going to be quite, well, it might be just cool, which would be nice, because there's nothing worse than going to bed and it's all stuffy and hot. It does sound cold, because she's been laughing at me being naughty. Well, what it was, I made this gesture, which was a scene from the movie Ace Ventura, when he was sink plunging. His mouth is not actually making it much better. And I realised as I did it that it kind of looks like something else entirely. Hello from Kuala Lumpur. I'm at the airport on your way to the UK. 14 hours to go and you're coming. Expect the weather to turn cold and wet. No, it's going to get nicer. It's going to get nicer. I bought a little yarn this morning. That's always fun. It is. It is. You fuzzy butt made alive. Well done. Don't forget the thummies if you're just coming in. Whoops, I pressed the wrong button. But I'm back. I'm back in the chat. So yeah, I kind of I made a boo-boo, which was why I was giggly. Hi Jennifer. Did I say hello to you already? I think I did. I don't know. Are you just coming in? If you are, don't forget the thumbs. You know, I really need to do some evening lives, don't I? I used to do them all the time. I used to do a few a week. Having roast chicken. Well, I'm having roast lamb. It's only done. It's a little. You know, you get half a leg. But it's not even really half, is it? It's just the part of a leg, you know. But one part of the leg is fatter than the other, isn't it? Really, in actual fact. But it's a small one. Just big enough for me and Gary, really. And I've put it in a slow cooker. And I probably will do roast potatoes and a bit of veg with it. So we're going to have a little roasty before we start the dieting. Well, I'm actually starting already, believe it or not. I am doing a little bit of fasting, but just in hours rather than cutting down on the food so much at the minute. Need more thumbs up. Don't forget the thummies, guys. Well, I could do one myself. Ready? Bing! I've got to go back quite a way now. Oh no. We need more thumbs up. Yep, got there. Okay. Yeah, roast chicken. I love chicken. And when we had COVID the first time, went off it. I was devastated because I absolutely love chicken. And although now I've gone back to loving chicken, I can't eat chicken skin, which I used to absolutely love. But for me, it's lost it, unless it's absolutely crunchy and... But you know how I used to be able to just grab it and eat it at any time? Not anymore. Not anymore at all. It's so sad. Actually, you're working on LOTD. LOTD. Luck of the draw. Okay. I got that one. Thank you, Jennifer, for giving me the thumbs up. You come into mine, you love roast lamb. Oh, I wish it was bigger. I'd love you all over. Make Gary cook it. He's so much better at cooking. Oh, I'm good at it, don't get me wrong. It's not horrible, you know. You don't need to that stomach, you know, don't need to do that with the sink plunger. I'm not doing that again. No, I shouldn't even go there, really. So, cherry berry. Cherry berry. Oh, cherry berry. Hi, sorry. I thought, why are you saying that? She's up there. Welcome in. And I love your stuffies and yarns behind you. Well, those, I think you mean my little zoo over here. These were all, apart from this one, these were all Happy Mail, and that's that is in my shop. You can get these, and you can put your stuff in the sheep. It's called, what are you called? I don't remember, but there's two. One's Sherpa, and then there's Barbs. This was Sherpa, I think, and you put all your notions in it. So I've got hooks in that one. But all of these llamas, all my no drama llamas, were made by lovely Rose. And this was made by Sylvia, this emotional support chicken. And the lovely Melissa made my lion, which is Ursula von der Leyen. And I made this little chicken as one of my Year of Granny squares. And it was the sunflower granny square, and I made a chicken. So, because I did try my best to do a project when I do my squares, but I can't always do it. And I would have done one this time around, but I couldn't because I was ill and I was just trying to play catch up. But yeah, if I do, like this one was the retro Mary Quant square, and I made this little case with it with a coordinated coloured zip. So I keep my little hooks that I need and stuff while I'm working in there. So, yeah, They are lovely, and I did not make them. Apart from that little chicken, they're all made for me by lovely subscribers, because I don't really do amigurumis. It's not that I can't, but I just don't ever have the time. Had your earbuds on and thought your voice was rather quiet. It's turned out you forgot to turn the Bluetooth on. Sounds like something I'd do. And Cherry's making a basket right now. I was thinking of doing a basket because, you know, I'm doing this year of granny squares. So I'm trying my best to do different things with squares, because I don't want to just make blanket. That's why I made pouch, and I did make a little gift bag, which Sophia has, so I don't have it to show because she took a shine to it, and it's now a marble bag, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, I made a few little projects. I made a baby blanket with the big one that I did. So yeah, I don't want to just keep making the same sort of thing. And there's one of them that is on the go at the moment, and that'll be it's halfway finished, so I'm hoping I'll get on with that soon. And then the square's already happened. Hi Jacqueline, welcome in. Don't forget the thummies, guys. Are we caught up on thummies or not? How many thummies have we got? I'll let you guys look into that, because I probably pressed the wrong thing, like I usually do. Because when I used to do live streams, I used to have my laptop there and I could see all the chat. It was so big. Okay, it's lovely and big and bold, and I could see it quite a long way up. Now I see a couple of lines. This one's not so bad, actually. I've got a few lines. 35. So how many's in? 38. So it's not far off now then, really. Not too bad. 36. Well, there's 38 there, but I could be need refreshing. 41. Wowza. Pizzas for tea, family of 8. Wow, that would be really expensive in the UK. The price of pizza. Have you ordered pizzas lately? It's crazy. I mean, even a couple of, that was quite a while ago really, to be honest with you, but when the kids and Paul and Victoria and the kids all came over and I bought pizzas, it was like a takeaway, and it had offers, you know, buy one get one free and all things like that, and it was still like 160 quid or whatever it was. I can't remember the exact price, but it was ridiculous for the pizza. It really was. I don't even like pizza enough for that. You know, just like cheese on toast, really. I know it's not. But, you know, it's got to be a really nice pizza for me to like it. And they weren't. They weren't that good. Plus, I have to have gluten-free bases. So sometimes they just suck. Depends where they come from. Create and relate with Kitty Lane is challenging herself to do 2 washcloths a day and designing a wrap. Well, that sounds good. I have some scrubby yarn, so one of my squares will be that. If I can think of a square one, we'll see. Well over 200 granny squares and can't decide what you want to do with them. You don't want to make the traditional blanket. Well, what I'm doing with mine is every week I'm doing a granny square, so there'll be 52 all said and done. So some of them, there's more than one, because you know, I'll have a few incarnations along the way before I get it made. So I'm putting them all in a big bag, and some of them might not be appropriate to go in with them because they might be made with something like t-shirt yarn or whatever, you know. So they're not going to be in there, but I'm just putting them all in a gigantic bag, and then I'll make projects with them. So mostly they'll have a project made at the same time. So it'll be a square and a project, and then all of them together, or several together, in various projects as well. So that's, you know, what I'm aiming to do. A granny square coat. You brought pizza a few days ago for 3 and it was ridiculous. On the bright side, it was really delicious. See, I like meat feasts and that kind of pizza, as long as there's lots of toppings. But sometimes they don't really They're not really generous with them. But the gluten-free bases are usually pretty horrible, unfortunately. And if I think, to hell with it, I'll just have a bit of a sore tummy, you know, I end up regretting that, really. And trying my best kind of not to do it, but failing at the moment. Failing at the moment with the gluten thing. But pretty soon all the stuff that we've got will be gone. You had a huge pile of granny squares and turned them into a long cardigan that you could wear. Actually, I saw that Linda, Just a Crochet Sister, had put on my chat. I took a picture of it because I knew I wouldn't find it. She put, I could really use granny squares from anyone. 6 inches, please. So Linda, Just a Crochet Sister, would like 6-inch squares. So she doesn't have it on here how you can send them to her, but I guess there's lots of people who might know, and she might have a PO box on her channel. I don't know, but that's Linda, Just a Crochet Sister. So if you've got 6-inch squares and you want to send them, she would love them. So that tied in nicely. I was going to mention it on my chat, but it won't hurt to mention it here as well. You love the stuffed crust. You know, you get that doughy one, and dough balls. I mean, I think, to me, it just seems like there's too much dough. Have you flipped your camera, or have you not flipped it recently? Pardon? What do you mean, flipped it? I don't know. Are you talking to me? Are you talking? What do you mean? Have I flipped it? Or have I not flipped it? So today it let me go landscape. The other day I had no choice but to do a portrait one because I haven't really gone live for so long, and I didn't realise you could. I did try, but it wouldn't have it, and I didn't want to faff around trying. So we did a vertical, but this time I'm doing an horizontal one. That's the only one it's the only explanation I have, but I don't really kind of know what you're driving at. 1 of 6 children is gluten-free and it's so expensive. It is. Just take it from me. And it's not always good either. It's like bread is horrible. Pizza bases are not particularly great. Sometimes you have one and you think, oh, it's not too bad. But it doesn't taste the way it does if you have ones that are made with proper flour. It's unfortunately. Although I did go somewhere, like I was at a hotel and they gave me gluten-free bread, and I thought, this is actually really nice if I could buy it. But we make personal pizzas at home. Yeah, I make them at home sometimes. My granddaughter would make all the pizza dough and we prepare the toppings. That sounds fun. Gary! The table is on the left instead of the right hand side. Hello! So maybe that's what you mean. Well, you see, when I do a video, once I've I've got several ways of doing it. I either flip it before I upload it, but now I've found that if I send it to my computer via AirDrop, then I can quickly put it in iMovie and flip it easier, and then make the file size smaller. I can actually upload it and it won't take hours, because I used to have remember I used to complain a lot about how slow it was for me to upload everything. But if I just put it onto my, in fact this was just, I stumbled across it, but if I just put it on my computer by AirDrop, which is like that, I can then flip it as well as making it smaller, the file size, and it uploads so much quicker. So unless I've got a really bad internet day or several to do at once, it's not slow anymore. So but no, it's not that way round for you today, because you're looking at me as if I'm looking in a mirror, I think, because this is on my left hand side. in reality. So for you, it probably looks like it's on my right hand side, and so if I flip it, then it's fine. But yeah, well done, Gaz. Well done, Gary. He see. So if you're not familiar with Gary, Gary is my other half. He is the one that I said was a brilliant cook. Even lamb smells nice, Gary. Smells very good. Your emotional chicken was on. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's what it is then. Is that pizza as long as you have a lot of water with it? I'm just really not that fussed on it anymore. Does your ski get very dry in the UK? My what? My ski? Did that come out right? Ski? You have to tell me what you mean. Maybe it typoed. I'll continue to watch, but I can't comment as I'm going shopping on your phone. Whoa, yum, yum. I don't mind. Hi, Nonna E828. Don't forget the thummies, guys, if you just come in, and that means you too, Gary. Finally made it to one of my lives. Wee woo. Pauline Monroe wants to know if you can go and cook her a meal. He's my Gary. He's my Gary. And skin. Well done. Well done. Does it get very dry in the UK? Can do. I do have sort of used to get quite dry. I used to get T-zones. So I used to get really dry cheeks and you know, oily and dry. But yeah, I guess it can do. Sounds yummy. Banana cake with pecan nuts was nice. I did make yeah, I did. I made a banana cake yesterday, guys. Yeah, it does get does your skin get very dry? It does and it doesn't really. I'm quite lucky that I have quite, you know, normal skin, I guess you could say, on my body. But if it did, I've got things like E45 that I would use because it's brilliant, isn't it? So yeah, I made a banana cake. We've bought bananas. Do you get itchy? Yeah, I get itchy. It's a strange topic of conversation. I do get a bit itchy. Especially now you brought it up. Anyway, banana cake. Gary likes to have banana cake with walnuts in it. I used to do it with cherries all the time. And tried it one day with walnuts in, and now it kind of, every time I make it is like, well, no, I want walnuts in it. But we didn't have any, but we had some pecans. And in the past I've done walnut and pecan, and it's really nice. But it's even better with just pecans. I had pine nuts in it as well because I had these nuts and I needed to use them. You should take us on another tour of your garden and show Gary's DIY work when it's done. I will do. I will do, Donna. All the personal questions. No, it can't. I do get itchy, especially in the summer. You know, I do. Must say, I do. Last night, seriously, I was so itchy and irritated is the word. And I took an antihistamine. I don't know quite what it was, but I'm wondering. I bought some new soap powder. Well, it's soap liquid. I'm using that Ineos because it's got no limonene in it, and it's got no well, some of them have no fragrance, but this one does. It smells like pomegranate and rhubarb together. And I thought, when I looked at the ingredients, you can ask me personal questions, I don't mind. When I looked at the ingredients, it said linalool, but no limonene. So I thought, right, well, I'll give that a go. And it's quite nice. I don't mind the personal questions. It's fine. But I promise I won't do any more gestures. Oh, dear. I'm waiting for the comments on that one when the replay comes. Anyway, you certainly can, Samantha. I'm not okay. It doesn't matter to me. Well, that's what I use for your eczema. What, the E45. Yes, you can't beat it, can you? It's really good bath stuff as well, but it's so expensive for the bath. But when you use it, you just feel like you're made of silk. It's beautiful and soft. Really, really nice. But it's supposed to put your pH balance back to rights. Yeah, that Ineos is really good, isn't it? Okay, Kerry, thanks for coming. You lost your crown, darling, but you're still there. All right, we have a good good afternoon. I don't know what time it is there. Probably still morning. You like banana breads? Most people put pecans or walnuts in it, and you're allergic to both of them, so always decline. Not sure if they are in it. Normally, when I used to make mine, I used to put cherries in it. I didn't put nuts in, and it wasn't until one day Gary said, "Why don't you put some?" I had to make two. Make one with nuts in, and one with cherries. And he absolutely loved the nut one. So I tend to do that for him now, but I love the cherry one. It's just so good. And yeah, I did actually I did a tutorial for it, because you need a tutorial for that banana cake. It's not like everybody else's, but it is so, I hate the word moist, but it is so moist and lovely. And I had no cherries either anyway, so I did it with nuts. But the pecans are lovely. I'm allergic to hazelnut. I had some allergy tests done, and all of the things that I imagined that would come up and I would be allergic to didn't, but hazelnut did. And when I look back, I used to kind of love Cadbury's whole nut. And whenever I ate that, I should have known that it was hazelnut, because I would always react. But I imagined I was allergic to things like tomatoes and all that. Didn't come up. But hazelnuts did. I've got a feeling there might have been something else, but I can't remember what it is. Where can we find the tutorial for the banana? I think it's now on my other channel, Rocksteady. So if you head over to Rocksteady, don't forget to subscribe. But I think all of my recipes are now over there. You hate bananas? Shocking. I love a banana. Gary likes his bananas green. Yeah. I don't know what that's all about, but no. I like them all yellow, and even to the point where they might be getting little bits of brown on the skin, but not on the banana. I like them when they're very just ripe, you know. But no, he wouldn't eat them. He can't eat them once they've gone yellow. You found it on Rocksteady. They used to be on here, but I moved them all, so it might say welcome back to Crochet Rocks. I don't know, but I should have dubbed that out, that bit. But yeah, the thing is, if you put things, say for argument's sake, this is a channel about crochet. just assume for a minute that that's what it is, and I put cooking on, then it confuses the bots and the algorithm, and it can really water down your content. So that's why I didn't even put knitting on here. So that's on another channel called Hobby Rocks. Not that I've done very much of it, but I've got a few on there. So it's just not good to, I know some people think, of course it's a lifestyle, make and whatever, and they put so many different things on, but they actually do yourself and the algorithm against you, because you're doing it. So I've took them all, everything, and put it on a lifestyle channel. So everything, whether it is derma rolling, cooking, or going through magazines that are air fryer magazines, jewelry, whatever, unboxings, everything goes over there. And yeah, and this just becomes yarn and crochet then, and that sort of thing. So it's better. It is better not to confuse the algorithm. Why have my chat stopped? Because I had it on pause, silly moo. Whoops, jump then. Kathy loves banana bread. Can we? You asked me that one. I just read it twice. My Tracy was a baby and spat banana at me. She hates them and the smell. Aren't kids wonderful? Oh, Fuzzy Bat don't like banana either. It's made her go green. I'm just catching up. Never used to be allergic to pineapple, but now you are. It is funny how you can just suddenly develop intolerances. It is, because I never used to be intolerant to gluten. I never used to be allergic to limonene. Used to be able to use anything. But I started to get boils and couldn't explain why I was getting these boils. And I had an allergy test, which I assumed was going to be for food. Turned out it was for products. And it come up with you shouldn't have limonene. Since I've cut that out, I've not had one single solitary boil. Because I know I don't. And in the, looking back at some of the products that I used to love contained it. So I wasn't doing myself any favours at all there. Hi, Sporkle. Welcome in. Don't forget the thummies. So yeah, can just suddenly develop intolerances. Like when I was a child, I had loads and loads of times that I was ill. I had lots of tonsillitis as a kid, and they gave me penicillin each time, and I got over it. And they gave me penicillin the next time, and I got over it. And then when I got to about, I think I might have been about 11 years old, I got tonsillitis. They gave me penicillin, and I had a reaction. And the reaction to the penicillin was worse than the reaction that I had with tonsillitis. And the doctor shouted at my mum, "Why didn't you tell me she's allergic to penicillin?" And she said, "Because she's not. She clearly is. Well, he never was." So, yeah, she was very, very cross about that. Did I not see you come in, Snowy Cat? Voice went then. Welcome in. Don't forget the thummies. So yeah, it's weird how your body does that. Just suddenly one day, you can't have it anymore. It would be do me a favour, no end, if it suddenly said, "Oh, you can't have chocolate or sugar anymore because, all your hair falls out if you do." And it would make sure that this is reversion therapy then, that you wouldn't touch it. And I would just go and be really small. You ate so much meat, hang on, liver and kidneys, during your first pregnancy you become allergic to meat. Wow. Well, I didn't mind liver. I wouldn't say I liked it, but I ate it when my mother did it, And then when I got married, I used to have to do liver and bacon, and I quite liked it in small doses. But when they started coming out with mad cow disease, I wouldn't eat it. I said, I'm not eating any offal, because that's the organ that filters out impurities. So if they're going to give animals scrapey and mad cow disease and all that goodness knows what, I'm not eating the organ that filters their stuff out. So I stopped eating it, but I have made it a couple of times for Gary. But, in all of the 10, 11 years we've been together, I mean, you can count on the fingers of half a hand, let's say, how many times I've made it. So, yeah. Although it's, it's not horrible. And now, of course, our food industry is a little bit better because they've had those tragedies and come out the other side. I still don't trust what they're doing with our food. Well, thank you very much. It's very nice to be here, and it's nice to be with all of you guys. Enjoying dyeing your hair. Now you're allergic to hair dye. Oh my God. That would really be a thing, wouldn't it? If I suddenly become allergic to hair dye. I have to go grey and everything. That would be awful. I can't do that, People used to say, I haven't dyed my hair in years. You should just grow old gracefully. Pfft, disgracefully is the only way I want to grow old. Not up for that. No. And not getting any younger. It's a horrible thought, isn't it? The alternative's worse, but, I've got to try and stave it off as long as I can, try and push back time. And if I lose weight, I'll push back a bit of chin and hopefully be better. What's Gary saying? You used to make me bacon and onion rolly. What's that word? Roller pollute? Roly-poly, I think you mean, darling. Well, I did it a couple of times, but it's not very good for you, you know. My mum used to make me liver and onions at least once a week because I was anemic. Yeah, my mum made it, but she didn't make it like I did. She made this strange sauce, but which, as a child, we had a very odd name for it. It was called thickening, right? And that was her sauce. And I was so used to having liver and thickening that I thought everybody had it, but nobody else in the whole entire world had it. And it was just something she made with all the juices and flour. Sounds gross, doesn't it? But at the time it was very nice because it was just flavours that happened to be thickened with flour. So yeah, we used to have this stodgy sauce on top. Look, thinking about it now, it's disgusting. But when I do it, I do like, I used to flour the liver, but I would do it with gluten-free now. And yeah, I would sort of cut bacon, fry that all off, and then gradually add gravy and thicken that gravy and then cook it for a while. And all of the flavours go into the gravy. It's very nice. But, you know, he's going to want it now. You know that, don't you? Now Gary has read all this, he's going to want it. I know he is. When I was pregnant with Tracy, was mad for ice creams and lollies. Got hubby to wake up local small shop near us for ice cream. What was your pregnancy go-to? Pickles or what? Personally, no. Before I tell you, don't know if I said hello, Ellen, but hello. When I was pregnant with Paul, the things that I really, really loved and I couldn't get enough of were bread pudding, and I don't think you have it anywhere else but other than in the UK. So you people from the UK will know as soon as I ate it, would give me the most hench heartburn, but I couldn't stop eating it. And I used to go to the baker's and buy 3, and I think I'll buy 1 to eat now. And then when the boy's dad came home from work, we'd have 1 each. And I'd eat mine, and then I think, oh, I really want another one. So I'd eat my other one, and then I thought, no, he'll know I've ate it, so I'll have to eat that one. So I'd eat all 3 of the damn things. I had such terrible heartburn. And the other thing that I couldn't get enough of when I was pregnant with Paul was hot chocolate. You know, if you go somewhere where they got really good hot chocolate, couldn't stop drinking that. I got so fat. Seriously, there's a photograph somewhere, one of those little Polaroids, of me and my dad standing belly to belly. And I've got fat hair as well because my hair didn't fall out. It was just like really bushy. And I've got this huge belly, and I was just huge everywhere. And I look like Giant Haystack. Again, you've got to be in the UK to know who that is. But no. But when I was pregnant with Michael, totally different sort of kettle of fish. Not that I liked fish or kettles, but went off tea. Couldn't drink tea either pregnancy, which was devastating. But with Michael, it was apple. I couldn't get enough apple, and I'm a bit allergic to apple. And lilt. Remember the drink lilt? Sharp as you like. I just couldn't stop. All fruity flavours. So, and tomatoes as well. I love tomatoes. So if we used to go like to a wedding or something, I'd just eat all the garnish. Couldn't eat food, but apple. And then, you know, that progressed to Mr. Kipling apple pies, which wasn't particularly good for me, but I got really thin when I was pregnant with Michael because all I ate was fruit and drank lilt. Sugar-free, I guess. So, yeah. Weird, really. Weird too. But with Paul as well, another thing I craved, obviously potassium, I suppose, but I really wanted to peel a potato, and when it's all sitting there all starchy and wet, I just wanted to go and bite into it. I didn't give in to that because it's got that dry, horrible, you know, when you I didn't want to do it. I wanted to eat it. I really, really needed it, but I didn't do it, thank goodness. Yeah. But that was it. That was my cravings. I'm just going back to where I was. I did lockdown hair when I had pink hair during lockdown and purple or mauve. Love bacon roll. Can't take onions though. Not really keen on onions. I'm just not an oniony person. Don't see a thing. Where did she go? Anyone see black screen? Oh, no, I don't think so. No one else has mentioned it. Or sauce, whatever it was called, thickening. Bit bizarre, but it was, you know, we loved it at the time. Bread pudding, eh? Oh, still love it. When you was expecting your third, couldn't stop eating double deckers. Can't face them now. As long as you didn't look like Big Daddy. It was giant haystack. Worse, he was all hairy. You love pumpkin bread pudding. I've not had that. You had pregnant friends who ate coal. Yeah, I've heard of that. Like, there's a name for it, isn't it? It's pica, when you have these weird cravings. Pica. But, yeah, I didn't eat raw potato, thank goodness. But I desperately wanted to just bite into it like it was an apple. But, ugh, nasty. Fruit, veg and yoghurt was all you wanted to eat during all 4 of your pregnancies. You don't like donuts, they're my staple diet. I love donuts. But there was a shop on the way to college that made them. The smell being fresh from the fryer made me buy one almost every day. See, that would be my ultimate yum, but I lost 2. When I was 19, I got pregnant, and I always knew I was pregnant before, you know, even late. Because as soon as I was pregnant, my sense of smell went potty. And I could smell stuff that other people would say wasn't there. Like stagnant water that would lay under a building or something. And I could smell freezer gas. I'd go in the supermarket and they'd go anywhere near the freezers, I just want to throw up. But see, freezer gas was awful. But I could smell all these weird smells. It was so heightened. So I knew, well, I knew when I was pregnant, but I went off tea, chicken and cabbage. And the whole, it just made me queasy. And my mum said, oh, I've made your favourite. And I was sitting there and there was a big piece of chicken, massive mound of cabbage. And I just, I'm sorry, I can't. And I just ran off and, you know, but all the things that I loved. It's weird, isn't it? And tea, couldn't drink tea with any of my pregnancies. Just couldn't bear the smell of it even. But even though I used to drink tea with milk then, so maybe it was that, but I don't know. But it is weird, isn't it, what you crave? We are strange beings. You crave strawberries with your first and tacos with your second. See, it's like I can get sort of strangest things, isn't it? Like the bread pudding was the worst one because it would make me feel so sick. You know, I really want to have it, but the spice, because it's got mixed spice in it and lots of it, and it's dark brown, and there'd be so much in there that I just, such bad heartburn the minute I'd eat it, but I just couldn't stop eating it. It was just awful. And hot chocolate, I just kept drinking hot chocolate. Got so big, so ridiculously big. Ugh. That sounds terrible. I was like that with ground beef. Laurie, hi Tracy, made it to the live. Woo woo. Don't forget the thumbie. It's odd what smells we get when you're pregnant. Jacket potato and tuna with the first and cherry tomatoes with the second. See, I'll go along with that. Michael and I are both allergic to tomatoes because I overdosed us while he was in the womb. Couldn't stop eating tomatoes and apple. And I'll never forget when he was a little boy, I gave him apple juice and he got a nettle rash all over his face. And I think I've done that. I made him allergic by overdosing him while he was in the womb. But I know that might have been the reason. You crave taramasalata on chocolate. Ew. During one of your pregnancies. Didn't that sound posh? on chocolate. Oh my gosh, that sounds awful. But yeah, like, see these weird kind of combinations, like eating ice cream with pickle or something. Ugh. It is weird how this happens to us. So I've been watching this woman, and I made a big faux pas the other day, said I've been into this woman. But I mean, I've been watching this woman, and she's a doctor from America called Dr. Mindy Peltz. And I've been watching her, thinking about starting this sort of diet. See, back in the day, long before anybody put the two diets together, I was doing low carb just before I met Gary. And it was the Christmas before I met him. I met him in June. It was the Christmas before, and that was when I got to my smallest on the diet. I met Gary and it just started to come back. But at the time, I'd low carbed, and it didn't stop. I was still losing a couple of pounds a week, sorry. And I decided to try intermittent fasting with it. And all of the people in the diet groups that I belong to kept saying it won't work. You can't do that. You'll upset the macros. You won't have enough fat. You won't be, it won't work. Well, I lost £4 a week all the time I did it. And then Christmas came along and I said, oh, and a bit of time off, get back to it after Christmas, and I never did. But I felt so good on it. I felt so well, so fit, so clear-minded, everything. And I vowed I'd get back on it, and to this day I never have. So I started thinking about it, which is why I ordered the Lalium, and I'm going to get some apple cider vinegar, because there's all these different benefits of having it different times of the day. So I've been really into like watching the science behind it all, and getting ready to start. Not there yet though, but I will be when I go shopping. There used to be a sugar beet factory here, and when I used to live, was in the line of the the failing winds. The smell used to make you heave. I can imagine. I smell sugar cane once. And I don't know. When I did the low carb diet, the thought of sugar made me feel physically sick. I always thought, I won't be able to do that diet because I love potatoes too much. But once I started, I didn't miss them. And I didn't miss the sweetness either of chocolate and then one day I was sitting there, my mum had potatoes. She was like, why don't you have some potatoes? I think it might have been Christmas. I was like, because they smell like dirt. And they did. They just smelled like earth to me. I said, they don't smell appetizing. They just smell like dirt. And the thought of just having anything sweet would be like just putting pure sugar in your mouth. You wouldn't want to do that. And that's how it kind of tasted when I very first tried it. And I thought, I'm definitely going to get back on doing the low carb and the 5-2. And that was then, never really got the 5-2 back. But I'm going to try a different way this time. I'm going to try doing just hours. I think it's 16, is it 16-8? The common one. I think it is. That's the common sort of timings. But this doctor, she kind of takes the cycle and breaks it down and says that the first part of the cycle, fast for this long, and then have this amount of time off, and then fast for this long. Then when you come up to the monthly time, don't fast. So basically, if you don't have a cycle, you can still follow that kind of trend, if you like. And plus, if you're post-menopausal, it's easier than anyone else's diet, because you haven't got to worry about any of those things. So I'm kind of looking into it all at the moment and milling it over and making notes, ready to start at some point. Are you off? They've started calling groups onto the plane. Well, yeah, safe journey. I don't know how long your flight is, but, you'd say hello when you land, so we know you're okay. Did you say you needed suggestions for stitches? I need suggestions for stitches for my crochet along. You know, my picnic blanket. It's just the last one I kind of did them in bands, but I think I did V-stitches and then kind of made a sort of a band and then another group of it and then another group of it. So it's kind of like about this deep. So I want to get a different kind of stitch for the next bit, and I will have a look into it a bit later. I'll kind of get it all out and see what's what. And Gary will be home in a minute. Oh my god, I've been chatting so long. So yeah, I need to sort of get a few kind of suggestions, or you know, figure it out what I'm gonna. Jacob's ladder. It's cotton, remember, so not all stitches look great with this, you know, as they do with acrylic. So yeah, give me some suggestions. Maybe put them in the chat, because I'm going to have to end off now and go and do potatoes and veggies, because a certain young man will be coming through the door very soon, and it's probably hungry. Thanks for coming. I've really enjoyed it. I will maybe try my best to do an evening one. You need to practice that one. What, the Jacob's ladder? It's a good stitch. I like it. It's good on acrylic, but I don't know what if it would be so great on cotton though. Anyway, bye for now, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.